Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and there are a lot of videos that came out over the last 12 hours or so on Twitter, and the main one being Brad Garlinghouse in Switzerland. And I'm going to show you those, and so you'll want to remember a lot of these Twitter handles, or most of them you'll probably know because I cover them all the time. But there's just a lot of, for whatever reason, there was a lot of video that it is worth you looking at. The first thing I have here is from Bank XRP, at Bank XRP, and this is an older video, but it's interesting and worth watching. This is apparently back, I guess this is from January 15th, 2018. Brad Garlinghouse must have been at CNBC, and they had given Brad Garlinghouse, as well as a guy that represented ethereum, they had given them some cards, and they were basically asking them questions, and they were going back and forth to the guys. And so, like, one of them started out, I think, Bitcoin is, and it's really just a funny back and forth between these guys. It's kind of just a funny segment, but it's worthy of seeing. And I'm going to get rid of these windows as I go along because I have a lot of them. The next one that I wanted to go over, this is every week Anthony Pompliano puts out his the thing This Week in Crypto, which I think is a good thing. He also asks people what the best article that they've read this week, and I always like to. It's interesting to go through the articles that people post too. You should go and check that out. But This Week in Crypto, Coinbase custody has $1 billion in assets under management. Binance starts trading withdrawals. Bitfinex raised $1 billion. Amazon patents POW system. Microsoft building on Bitcoin. Bitcoin still not dead. Just another week of building. So I thought that was a good tweet. Then we've got this. This is CNBC Fast Money, and they were covering the Bitcoin sell-off that happened yesterday. And all of this, I told you yesterday that I'd been reading that all of this was triggered by one big sell order on Bitstamp, I believe. But what's interesting, normally in these scenarios, the people on CNBC are just, oh, Bitcoin and crypto is just awful. But that's actually not their take in this video. The way that they finish this video up is by talking about how Bitcoin is still above its 200-day moving average or whatever, and the last guy says that it's a buy signal. I believe that this was pure manipulation that did this, but that's great because it creates buying opportunities. I mean, I bought yesterday when that happened. I mean, I always, anytime. Here's the deal, and this is how I've done this from the beginning. Anytime there is the market crashes and goes down drastically, and it has something to do with anything other than the fundamentals of what crypto and digital assets represent in the medium to long term, I'm a buyer. I mean, that's how I've always looked at it, because what one guy does on a sell order, most likely to just manipulate the market, does not mean anything in the scheme of things. I've been holding since 2013. Doesn't mean anything. You know how many times I've seen this kind of thing where a trader is trying to manipulate the market and it drove the market down? That doesn't mean anything in the big picture. Okay, now this is to the Brad Garlinghouse thing. Now, if you've ever, for any of you that are listening to me who still do not get XRP, and you're still one of those people who, oh, that's a banker's coin. Well, you need to grow up. It's time to grow up. When you're seeing the company, the CEO of the company that is working on the #1 use case for your digital asset, and he is in Switzerland, which historically has been ground zero for money of the world, and it's right beside Liechtenstein, by the way. when you're seeing this and your digital asset, the primary use case for your digital asset is being worked on by Ripple, and their CEO is meeting with a room full of important bankers and central bankers in Switzerland with the IMF head sitting at a table right in front of the guy. You might want to rethink what the greatest digital asset ever created is, because it is XRP and it's not whatever you're holding. I can promise you that. This is from Dutch XR at Dutch_XRP. This video alone should make the price of XRP go 10 times overnight to never come back at all ever again. Holy yes, how can people be so blind? It blows my mind. This right here, how can people be so blind? It blows my mind. This has been how I have felt about XRP since 2013. It is the no-brainer of no-brainers. XRP represents something so much larger than any other digital asset, including Bitcoin. And you have to literally be trying not to see it to not see it. But so you need to all go and watch this. This is the full video. Now, there's several different pieces to this, the different clips that I saw that people have put up, and I want to show you all of them. The next one, let's see, I think the next one I got, if we can get this to go away, I got so many windows opened up here, and it is Saturday, and so by Saturday, the old digital asset investor computer has begun to crawl a little slower than it has. It's about time for me to turn the computer off for a little while. And but anyway, here we go. Let's get this one going. This is from the Ripping Bulzarian at the Rip. I don't know why he changed his title there. At the underscore Ripping. In this thread, I showed excerpts of an article on May 14th by the IMF. In the article, they would not say XRP. They would say e-money, and they use the words slow, opaque, costly to describe global payments today. What he's referring to, the tweet, he's got that link there, was to this tweet on May the 15th. May 14th, stablecoin central bank, digital currencies and cross-border payments, a new look at the international monetary system. The IMF will back and utilize Ripple software, including XRapid, my opinion, but these are some excerpts that I found especially convincing. And he's going through something that he had read from the IMF. And then back to the other tweet. This is the tweet from yesterday. And he's making the point that in that document that he had tweeted before, these were the words they were using. And then all of a sudden, yesterday in Switzerland, Brad Garlinghouse, when he's speaking, is using these slides, and he's using the same wording that the IMF was using. That is very interesting. We've been saying on this channel for at least the last month or two that there's something going on between Ripple and the IMF. And cross your fingers, XRP. I believe that is true. Okay, let me get rid of these two. We're moving along. This computer is going to be speeding up before we know it, because I am deleting some of these tabs. Looks like the Ripping has got a lot of girls in his life. By the way, I was just now looking at this. We've got a stall out here. See if we can get our next tweet. Tell me I didn't delete any. Yeah, this is the one I was going to show you next. If I can get it to come up. Excuse me. Let me have a sip of my coffee while I'm waiting for this one to pop up. I'll do a little refresh on that. I believe this was a tweet that I saw from Tiffany Hayden is what this one was. And if we can get it to come up. Oh, come on now. That's not cool. I think we're going to get it here in a second. But anyway, so this the Brad Garlinghouse event, and I think I've got about I've got 3 or 4 more tweets having to do with the Switzerland meeting. And several of these are where they've broken down into like small 30-second clips on here. And so hopefully, well, shoot, I lost that one. Let's go to this one. No, I didn't lose it. Hold on. Let's go to this one. All right. Sorry about that. This is Bank XRP, and he's replying to someone else's tweet. But he's got, and now I don't think this is the same video, but he is tweeting out one that I don't know if I've ever covered, where Christine Lagarde in this video with Yahoo Finance says central bank digital currency is coming alive. Cryptocurrency at central bank level. And so you better believe that when she's saying things like this, and then we've got her sitting at a table while Brad Garlinghouse speaks, I think that we can all agree that it's some pretty significant things going on. Okay, next. This one I got from Iron Halo, at Iron Halo XRP. Now, they've labeled the names that were in Switzerland when Brad was talking. This is they added a few names from this pic from the Swiss Bank National. Now, I want you to look at these people in this picture here. You've got the Director of Monetary Markets. Let me blow this up here. Director of Monetary Markets of the IMF. You got the Chairman of the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority sitting here. Here's the Chairman of the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority. You got Christine Lagarde here. You got the Chief Executive Hong Kong Monetary Authority here. And then you have the CEO of Ripple. And he's giving a slideshow in which he shows XRP and he's fielding questions about XRP and different things. It's unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Okay. And then I'm trying to make sure I get through all of these slides before I leave it. Let's see. This is from Web Surfology. I got this next one, and let's see if he's given me one more. I think it's one more, and then I've got and then I think I'm going to break these up and do a different video. Yes, this was and I want to make sure I give some good credit here because this is a good summary of this thing. This is from, let me get this right. This is from Crypto Maniac 101 at _crypto _maniac _ 9th high-level conference on the International Monetary System 104. Ripple technology is appropriate for central banks to be looking at. Ripple tech enables two parties to transact without trust between each other, but with certainty. Brad Garlinghouse. And he's broken this down into some 2-minute clips, and these things show some of his slides too. 6% of SWIFT transactions get lost and require human intervention. You can use digital asset for instant settlement such as XRP. XRP is 1,000 times cheaper and faster per transaction. Liquidity in digital assets could be applied to actually make it much more democratized in level playing field. Brad Garlinghouse talks about difference between Xcurrent, XRapid, XVIA. He's actually giving them a presentation, and it's got XRP on the slides, folks. It's unbelievable. We've been solving specific problems for specific clients and thus have been fortunate enough to get over 200 customers globally. These people that he's flashing up on the screen are the competitors of those guys sitting in that room, and he knows it. That's interesting. Okay, and let me get rid of this one, and I wanted to take back. Let me see if this Tiffany Hayden thing will pop up. Here we go. This is from Tiffany Hayden, and she makes a very good point here. Oh man, that question was painfully awkward. I don't know how Brad Garlinghouse remains so courteous and full of tact. I would have been all, sir, do you even know what day it is? And what this is a 2-minute clip of a video, which was by this guy. That looks like maybe like a French name or something. But it's a clip of a video, and this guy is asking he's asking Brad Garlinghouse if there could be a run on Ripple, which I was sitting there kind of shaking my head at this, but it's interesting to listen to the question. It's interesting to listen to watch how Brad Garlinghouse handles this with, I think, some pretty good tact. So a good one there. Okay, let me get rid of that. Now I'm going to cover this in my next video, so I won't go here. I'm a digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that Brad Garlinghouse was knocking it out of the park in Switzerland. Thanks for listening.